Hello, everyone. It's been a while since I've been live here on Facebook, but it is that time of year again. And we are going to talk about our Publishing and Publicity Mastermind. And I'm joined today with Jessica Stone, my longtime friend and an alum of our mastermind from last year. Hello, Jessica.
Good to be with you, Katie. Thanks for being such a big part of the story.
Yeah, Jessica is a longtime international journalist and brand new author. Her book, Crossing the Divide, as you can see behind her, just came out, and we are so excited. I'm so excited for you and proud of you that you were determined to do this book. So tell us a little bit about why you chose to write a book and how you chose this particular book.
Well, I had been thinking about some of the contents of this book and really been struck by the need for a book out there that would talk about cross-cultural competency skills that could be readable, that would be really a good fit for people entering the workforce. But what really codified my decision to write the book was that Katie is ruthlessly loyal to put the mastermind on LinkedIn, and I was getting tracked by her LinkedIn publicity and publishing masterminds, and I just kept thinking, like, what is that? What is a mastermind? And so by the time I found out, it was like, oh, I've got to do this because I have some extra time. I'm in between full-time jobs. I didn't even know at the time that we started the mastermind that we would go into lockdown just a month later. And that was a really conducive time to writing and to taking these classes because they're all online, and you get access to a publicist and a publisher and the other alumni of the group. And so it really helped me think about, okay, well, if I'm going to seriously think about writing a book, how am I going to structure it? What do I need to know? As much writing as I've done, I knew nothing about how to write a book and how to market a book. And this mastermind really solved for that problem.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that it really helped. And you even brought a friend with you
I did
into the group, and it's such a great collaborative group. So for everybody, let me talk a little bit about it real quick, and then I want to get what your favorite part about it was. But our Publishing and Publicity Mastermind is run by myself and Meredith Eaton of Eaton Press, and she's an amazing publishing coach. And so we decided that there's this kind of gap where people want to write a book and they have no idea how to get started, and they just sit down and write without a plan, without figuring out who you're really writing the book for. That's a really important step, because when you go to market the book, there's so many people that come to me after they've written the book and say, I really need marketing and publicity for my book. Great. Who's your audience? And they're like, I just wrote the book, let's
Katie,
figure that out.
Would have happened to me if I didn't take the mastermind. I would have written something that wasn't marketable.
And it would have probably been completely different, right? Mm-hmm. But we sat down and actually talked a lot about who you were writing this book for, so that when it was, getting to the point where you were marketing it, you knew exactly how to do it. You knew at least who you were gearing it toward. And so we looked around, and there's no guidance that includes the publishing piece. So, figuring out how to do some research, how to do some of the planning ahead of time, and the publicity marketing piece. They're completely separate everywhere else. And so we decided to put them together. And if you do the work in the beginning, doesn't it help in the long run?
Absolutely. In fact, I am still a year on using the blurb that we put together collectively on the private Facebook page that you have for alumni. And I was just struck when I was talking to a marketing team by how much easier it made their job. I mean, they literally just lifted all my blurb, my endorsements, basically the back of the book, and put it into a marketing email for me. Like, how easy is that for them?
Right. And if people want to go to a publisher, we have another alumni who said, I got in with my publisher right away because I had all my materials ready to go. And it made it very easy for them to, say, you already wrote the marketing material. You can just hand this to us. And that makes the publisher's job a lot easier. So they're going to be much more willing to take a meeting with you and to get the ball rolling. We also go through self-publishing also. So we kind of help if people are on the fence. So talk a little bit about how you decided to self-publish.
Well, I think I was skeptical for most of the Mastermind until we really got into the nitty-gritty of realizing that whether you publish yourself or you publish through a publisher, you're really going to have to drive the marketing of the book either way. And once I realized that I was going to have to take just as much control either way, and I was going to make less money by going through a publisher, and I was also going to cede some editorial control and timeline control, I realized, you know what? I'm going to self-publish because I know I want to get this book out next spring. I know I want to be hitting schools and business groups in the springtime with this book and with speaking. And by the fall, I want to be booked to speak about the book. And March is a really, really good time to publish and release a book. So for those of you thinking about taking this now, you will already be a year out from when you can get everything together if you choose that timeline. But you'll control the timeline, and that's what really appealed to me.
Right, exactly. So what was your favorite part about the Mastermind, you think?
The blurb writing was really key because I got some really good advice on that. But I also really appreciated Meredith's insights on all the little things that are changing in the self-publishing sphere. What are some of the things to think about? I mean, you're going to walk away from this Mastermind with worksheets that you can take with you. And I've kept them all. And then you also can go back to the community. And actually, I mean, the office hours were huge because I had all kinds of questions that were slightly different than some of my peers in the class. And every time I made time to do the office hours on the off weeks, I really gained. And so all of those notes, I mean, literally I've been going back to those notes all year long as I moved the process forward. And that's been really helpful.
Yeah.
So I guess I gave you three things there.
Yeah. And we've also heard that the accountability partners pairing up with somebody has been helpful too. So you're not out there alone. And we're also really big on following up with everybody after the group is done and making sure that people that sign up now get some free hours with Meredith. Even after the course is done, to ask her all those questions. She has so much wisdom to share when it comes to publishing. She's really a whiz at all of that stuff. And then, I can give contacts to be reaching out to people for, you've done a bunch of podcasts. So it's been fun to see. So, so I think that, it's a great collaborative effort, and it's not just 12 weeks and we're done. We are there with you in the Facebook group and for questions throughout the whole process. And we love to see people do as well as you have with this book. So everybody go check it out on Amazon, Crossing the Divide with Jessica Stone. Jessica, thank you so much.
You bet.
And we go back to, working together or around the same time.
It was my first job. I don't know if it was your first job, but
it was my first job.
We had our first jobs together. Yeah.
WKTV in Utica, New York.
Right.
That was a
given birth to some famous alumni, really. If you think about it, Ryan Nobles is at CNN now, and we are where we are. And there's definitely been, it was a really good first job.
Yes.
It's good to meet quality people.
Yes, it was amazing. But it is so great to see that your book is out. I am just such a proud Mastermind mom right now.
And it is like giving birth. It is totally, it's longer than giving birth.
So we're your doulas, right? Like Meredith and I are the doulas. Breathe,
breathe, you can do this.
Help guide you through this process. And I know there's a lot of people who are in a similar situation this year that you were last year, kind of in between things, not really sure what they want to do, but they know they want to write a book. And this is definitely the time to do it if people have some time to put into it. And we try to make it as painless as possible and really guide you through the whole entire process up to, actually writing the book. So well, thank you so much, Jessica. And I'll put the link to your book and the link to the Mastermind for more information. We're starting April 14th in the chat. So if anybody has questions, they can reach out to us, and we'll see you guys soon.
Good luck, everybody.